Wesley the crazy man, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. What's going on, world? I'm Wesley from Aconnectiontv, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And the similar connection that I want you to adopt with me right now is with Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 17, entitled He Said, She Said. And that's what the premise of this whole freaking show is all about. He said, she said. Somebody said this about somebody who said this about somebody, and who fucked this and who fucked that, and I'm not married, but she's married, and I'm jealous, and I want to go to the amphitheater, Apollo. Listen, this episode wasn't all of that. It allowed us to see how shady and confrontational Peter can be like the rest of these chicks. Okay? We started this particular episode off with Miss Cynthia. Now that she done got rid of her fibroids, she thinks she all cute and all that. She's skinty and everything. She can wear two-piece bikinis and stuff like that. Cynthia is a beautiful woman, and I've always thought that Cynthia was beautiful. She's always in her confessionals looking hot with the what y'all call it, wet and wavy, crinkled up look that Beyonce should have had during the Grammys. But no shade, I love Beyonce, and I don't want y'all acting all ignorant on my comments, but you know, it just would have looked better and more appealing if there was actually water on the stage with Beyonce when she was performing. But anyways, I know she was reenacting the video. Anyways, so Nene comes in to visit Cynthia. They're at Atlanta Beach shopping for this Mexico trip. And Nene looked damn good. Okay? Nene looked good. Now, first of all, I just want to say real quick, my reviews are episode-based, people. Every review that I have on Aconnectiontv is episode-based. I'm back from Fort Lauderdale. I went on vacation, and I'm back. So look forward to seeing all of the videos that you like to watch, from BGC to interviews to Real World to The Walking Dead to all of that. And if you need to stay in the loop with everything that's going on with Aconnectiontv, like when is the video coming up, what's going on, follow me on Instagram, Aconnectiontv. I post about everything. Nene going into the shop, she looked damn good. The hair was looking slick. It looked like a great piece was just sitting, bow, just cacao, you know, just sitting. Ass was out for days. Nene ass was out. She looked slim in the waist and thick in the base. You know what I'm saying? So Cynthia was looking drop dead gorgeous. Nene was looking drop dead gorgeous. Cynthia, this girl can't get a backbone to save her life when dealing with Nene. She just can't. And I, for the life of me, can't understand why. You know what I'm saying? I can't understand it. There is not one other female that allows Nene to walk all over them except for Cynthia. Cynthia is trying to say, hi, you know, I really haven't seen you in like 18 months since the Bailey Bowl. What happened? Where did you go? We're supposed to be friends. I mean, all you gotta do is just ask, be like, yo, sis, where the hell you been? You know what I'm saying? Things went kind of crazy after you acted all nutsoid at my damn Bailey Bowl and you just disappeared. Didn't even give me no kind of explanation or anything. Like, I would love for Cynthia to be able to come at Nene like that, but I doubt that it will ever happen. Nene's like, what you about to say? Pick your words carefully. Staring at Cynthia, grilling Cynthia. Cynthia's like, well, I mean, it was that night where, I had the Bailey plate. No, the Bailey Bowl. I mean, there were a lot of people there. The weather was so nice. I think your team was like Team Rich. Where was I going with this? Like really. As to be Peter's wife, I would think that she would, you know, have some kind of, you know, Peter's intensity and forwardness and abrasiveness and bitchiness and shadiness. I would think, that's one thing. How you gonna give a class to Monique, however you pronounce her name, whatever, I don't give a damn. How you gonna give a shade lesson to her, but you can't even use the shade lesson? And you're wrong, you can't practice what you preach. Nene come out her face, she said, if you don't even dare mention Marlo's name to motherfucking me, okay? I am not in this goddamn shop to watch you buy these two-piece motherfucking bikinis to hear you talk about goddamn it Marlo. Marlo is nobody's motherfucking friend to me. She's the spit on my motherfucking shoe. You saw that wet slob hit on my motherfucking red bottom, bitch? Don't you ever in your goddamn life mention Marlo to me a motherfucking again. Now let me get some goddamn two-piece bathing suits because I ain't got no stretch marks. I done had 15 kids who got 15 kids, but I ain't got no goddamn stretch marks, and I'm get the fuck out this store. Peace. I'm like, damn. Really though? Cynthia was like, oh, let me call Peter. Peter, you know, I'm just like, what? Then we turn to Marlo talking to, going to visit Kenya. And the bumper below them says, Marlo, Kenya's friend. I was like, God damn, the shade is real. God damn, they ain't got no lights turned up in that goddamn house because the shade is real. I'm like, oh wow, really? Did the editors really do that? They hug, mwah, mwah, they lay down. Marlo looked gorgeous in this. And you know, Kenya looked pretty cute. You know, she was cute, you know. They start talking about things. And then, you know, there was kind of like a play-by-play of what Marlo was talking about, and she was talking about it with the situation that happened at the Bailey plate. And so she's like, you know, I heard the team shouting, rich bitch, or we are rich. We are something like that. Marlo goes over and entertains because she's like, you know, that's my crew. I was a bridesmaid with them. I want to be a part of the rich bitch squad. So she goes over and she's like, yeah, rich, whatever y'all saying, yeah, rich, yay, Nene, She jumps on Nene and Nene's like, girl, bitch. I'm like, damn. Then come to find out, but then again, I'm like, after she said this, I'm kind of thinking about it now, right? Like, how is Marlo confused when she had a three-way conversation with Nene and Cynthia about Nene not wanting Marlo to hang with Kenya? How are we, like, why was she confused about how Nene was acting and what Nene was doing and so forth and so on? I couldn't get that. But, you know, I kind of felt for Marlo as they was giving the play-by-play because I'm like, damn, that's, you know, that's fucked up. You know, that's whatever. You know, if they really considered each other to be friends, I mean, you know, I don't know, I can't figure that out. But, you know, she starts to explain that situation. I'm like, damn, three-way, really, Nene? You're really that hard-pressed about someone being Kenya's friend? I don't get that. I honestly don't get that. You know, but, you know, in the post-confessional, Nene was like, Everybody knows how much of a motherfucking friend I was to that rat whore Marlo. But if that bitch is gonna betray me like that in front of national motherfucking TV, then you goddamn right I'm not gonna be that bitch's friend any goddamn more. I was like, damn, Nene going crazy, right? So, you know, she explains the situation, and then they go into, Kenya and Marlo go into what everybody's been talking about since the season started and how they feel that Nene has shifted and her attitude has been fucked up, but now that she's, the new normal has been canceled and she only comes on Glee whenever a bitch is sneezing, you know, her attitude has shifted and changed, and so, you know, they start to talk about that, and I'm like, y'all late, because we've been talking about this since the first episode, and here we are, episode goddamn 17, how many goddamn episodes is in a motherfucking season? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get it. So I'm like, we moved past that. Don't really care no more about that. Then we get a visit from Aiden, smart ass Aiden. I love Aiden, and I love the fact that whatever kind of home he is being raised in, because I know we don't know everything that goes on behind the cameras, and with all the rumors with Apollo and Phaedra and these crimes and the shenanigans and the you know, fraudulent transactions and so forth and so on, I just really think about Aiden and I'm just like, wow, this boy is so smart. You know, what's going on? As he's saying, respond, frog, respond. I'm just like, aw, Aiden is so, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see Apollo as the father, but that's just, you know, me, whatever. Not really saying much, but yeah, that's enough. But, you know, they talk about the incident at the Bailey plate. And Phaedra's like, you know, Marlo did this and so forth and so on. Whatever, we move past that. And then Apollo's like, can I come to Mexico? Because, you know, Phaedra's mentioning that there's a couple's trip. And Phaedra's like, yeah, I don't know about that, son. I don't really know about that, son. Apollo's like, what, now I'm banned from all the functions now? I can't go to all the functions, really? Okay, let's really look at Apollo's track record with functions, okay? Function number 1, last season, you looked like a goddamn man whore on national fucking TV when you had a wife and you had this piece of ass, and it just looked like you wanted to bang the hell out of this piece of ass. Situation number 1. Let's go to another situation in no numerical order. Let's go to the president's, because is Aiden the president or the prince? I can't keep up. But let's go to the newborn's party. You showed your yellow, hairy, hairless, red, pink between the cheek ass at this goddamn party for your son, acting a hot ass mess and not want to participate into anything. Then let's talk about the damn pillow talk situation where you beat up a gay guy because you thought you were going to get your ass kicked by a gay guy. And you probably got your ass kicked by many a gay guys in prison. I'm just saying, you know, people speculate that all the time. Everybody speculated that when he first got out. I'm just throwing that in the air because his track record is garbage. El garbage. Let's also talk about the time when he wanted to fight Peter at the restaurant. Apollo does not have a good track record with going to these events. So in my mind, Miss Lawyer Phaedra Parks, I love Phaedra Parks. I hope all the fraudulent bullshit is not true, but whatever. I digress. I still think she's great on TV, okay? Her personal life, she can do whatever the hell she's doing. But on TV, the character that she's presented to me, I like the character on TV. So we're going to go there. You know, Phaedra, you should have known, and you should know better, not to have this man up and around that piece of ass. Because Kenya got a prime rib steak, grade A, AAA, elemental P type of ass. You know what I'm saying? Just one of those bomb type of asses, right? And it just leads to the cooch. And it's just one of those shits that you just want to just sit on the lap as she's bouncing and bouncing. You know? And the things is just... Kenya got a bomb ass body at the end of the day. Okay? So I would not, if I were you, entertain the thought of my man going on a romantic trip with me and this piece of AAA elemental PAS. It just is not, it's not a great situation. It just doesn't, I just don't get it. Kenya gets to Mexico first, and I'm like, oh shit, Kenya done spoke to these producers, because I'm like, first of all, Kenya had a whole hard time finding a goddamn place to live. Now she whisking all these motherfuckers out, first class, to Mexico. Got this whole limos meeting them and shit, got presidential suites and shit. This reminded me of when I went to DR, Dominican Republic, the Melia Caribe Resort. They have the trolleys just like this Mexican resort did. They have the suites just like this Mexican resort did. They don't have private pools like the presidential suites did, but it was hot nonetheless. But this right here screams somebody's getting head in the producer's thing, or it screams that she signed on to give these girls a living hell, namely Nene. Maybe Nene thinks that she's the hot shit, requiring $1 million per season, and Kenya's like, you know what, I'll drop her crown for y'all. Just take care of us. Get us on this retreat. I'll get you the ratings. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just being comical because certain situations could happen. Let's just be honest. But at the end of the day, I think it was really boss chick of Kenya. Gorgeous, beautiful Kenya. Shady as a bitch that she can be, Kenya. To set this all up for whatever particular reason, I honestly don't feel that it was to apologize to Nene. I thought it was to be shady and to be funny. Now she's in the captain's seat. She gets there before all of you. She organized the whole situation. She is the leader of this event. There's no more y'all following Nene's ass all over the place. Now y'all following Kenya's direction. She puts Nene in a motherfucking presidential suite and then tells the rest of them, I love y'all, but she actually has a fucking photo of herself in everybody's room to remind them that she is queen bee of this particular situation, of this trip, and that she holds the reins. Kenya definitely did that on this fucking episode. I salute her with how she handled herself on this episode, okay? Like, really, leading up to the goddamn dinner, because that pissed me off. And then let's backtrack a little bit with Peter's ass. Now, here's my thing, okay? Nothing is wrong with divulging the truth, because God knows the truth. And at the end of the day, if God knows the truth, it does not matter who else knows the truth. Okay? As long as you didn't do no criminal shit and kill somebody, because then it would matter who knows the truth, because then your ass get locked up, possibly killed or whatever. Not unless you live in Florida and it's a stand your ground law and you can just shoot up a fucking car. And anyways, I digress. But where was I going with that? Oh, it is, although it is nobody's business what Portia's marriage was like to Cordell, if Portia decided to go on national TV and live her life via the camera, then she should be able to divulge everything. That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that. Do I think it was Peter's place to discuss his visitation with Cordell in front of everybody? No, I don't think it was his place. Do I think that it matters? Not necessarily, because if it's the truth, well, it is his truth. It's Peter's truth, and at the end of the day, there's no reason to hide that he went to go see Cordell. So let's just let everybody know. So I feel that I vibe with that. It was kind of messy how he tried to do it by saying, "There's no shade. There's no shade." Okay, I don't know. I think that there was a better time and a better place to even have that conversation with Portia. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I said, God knows the truth, so it doesn't really matter who does. But at the end of the day, the delivery was just a bit crazy for me. And then let's piggyback to Cordell talking to Peter. Now, Cordell finally gets his opportunity to blast Portia's ass on national TV the way that he's been blasted for the past 5 to 6 months. Even Cordell Stewart's lawyer hates how Sunday's episode went with them going back and forth, but he definitely hated how Portia was constantly throwing out the gay card. So, okay, fine. You get to tell your story, Cordell, no problem. I think it's a bitch move. The reason why I say that is because you wait till motherfucking episode 17 to kill your ass on a goddamn thing to talk about something that we hadn't heard about. And like damn near 5 episodes now. Now we gotta be brought back to remember this bullshit ass wedding. Okay? And it was, I don't know. It's like there's a time and a place for everything, I think. You know, and I just, this whole Portia and Cordell thing, it just went far left for no reason. At the end of the day, it's nobody's business. But if it's the truth, then Portia should not have a problem with it. That's why I'll leave with that. So they get back to their rooms and they see all their rooms, they love in their rooms, Candy's. Everybody's room looked hot, hella hot. Nene is acting like she's, she said when Nene had the nerve to say, "You mean vice president, right? Let's say that correct." I was like, wow, Nene is a mess. And when she saw her room, tell me she didn't have 15 kids come out her nipples. She was floored at the room, floored. And it's all from Kenya. Eat it up with a spoon, not a fork. All right, you know what I'm saying? But let's get past that. Let's get to Cynthia faking with Portia that Cordell was coming. I thought that shit was funny. I really believe that a producer told Cynthia to do that, because I don't think Cynthia is that naturally that savvy. I just don't think so. That's something that Nene would have did. We're just gonna leave that at that. I want to talk about this dinner. Anything? Did I miss anything? You know, Kenya wanting Lawrence to twirl around and all that. That was all great, whatever. And then when they get there, she's twirling around. I ain't missed nothing. What else is there? Phaedra forgetting her passport and all that. Whatever. I just, whatever. I don't. Let's get to the fucking dinner. We get to the dinner. Everybody looks beautiful. Especially Candy. Everybody looked gorgeous, okay? I thought it was slick how Kenya split up everybody. Took the couples away from each other. That was slick. That was a good dynamic. I like that. That allowed for good TV, to be honest. Portia gets there late. She twirls in. She sits down. She's sitting next to Candy. Then you get Phaedra and Apollo KDS looking all regular, like they just got off the plane. They probably did just get off the plane, but I'm thinking to myself, Phaedra, use dumb. Use a dumb if I've ever seen a dumb. Use a dumb. Bringing Apollo there. Okay, but then again, okay, Wesley, have faith in the marriage. If they're together, they're supposed to let it work through thick and through grade A, double M, and OPZ ass. It's supposed to work. But I'm sorry. Apollo, strip clubs, $8,000. Apollo, anger management, fraudulent ass. Apollo. I mean, really? Really? Phaedra, that was just dumb. She should have invited Dwight like she thought. Peter. And this whole relationship thing again. Actually, no. Greg brings it up. And says, have you ever thought about, reconnecting or trying it again with Cordell? And I'm thinking, why? When the fuck did this become an intervention for Portia? Like, I don't recall Portia asking y'all for advice about her marriage. I just don't, But then again, maybe it has something to do with the guys, guy code and all that. And Peter feels some sort of way, and he just wants to get to the truth. At the end of the day, Peter, you will never know the motherfucking truth. None of you will ever know the truth, because just because Cordell and something's just. Cordell did not even care to mention the allegations of him being gay. So there's three sides to a story. There's Cordell's, there's Portia's, and there's the God's honest truth. We heard two completely different versions from these people. So obviously, the stories are incorrect. Just because Cordell is a man and just because Portia is a female does not mean that one over the other is more accurate than the other. So I'm thinking to myself, why are we talking about this? It's obvious and apparent she feels some sort of way and he felt some sort of way, so we'll never know the truth. Unless you were a fly in the motherfucking house that was sitting on that steak that Portia had left on the table because she forgot she wanted to get her mother out the house because her mother got kicked out the house. No, it wasn't a damn steak. It was that large-ass pizza that her mother had in Cordell's room in the master bedroom, so flies happened to come up and there was a fly sitting on the goddamn wall. We aren't going to know what happened in that house. So why do we give two fucks about what happened in the house? And then Portia's gonna get chastised about, contradicting herself. And then Kenya calls her a beard. Oh my God. Sometimes I can understand Kenya, but sometimes I feel like she is putting on dramatically. Regardless if she puts on in an authentic way and she's real when she puts on, I don't know. Like, I don't know how. I don't understand. I don't get her. I don't get her. Because she carries herself in a light that's very dim on the show. But because she has to validate her actions of the dim light, she goes out on the blog and she basically she basically calls everybody out to her perspective. And she, she speaks about Nene and how it was pathetic about her having the three-way call with Marlo, how she feels bad for Marlo. Then she speaks about Phaedra and how Phaedra's always calling her hoodlicious and manless and all of that extracurricular stuff. But Phaedra's, she doesn't have confidence around Apollo because she knows Apollo wants her. And then she talks about Portia Stewart being a beard and how, how she felt that Portia was talking about Cordell the whole beginning of the season, and now she wants to act like she's the victim. That I will agree to. I most certainly will agree to that. But at the end of the day, like, two wrongs don't make it right, Kenya. And I just don't understand her mission statement. I really don't. It's either she authentically wants to be cool with these people, or she's just putting on for the show. And I really feel that she's just putting on for the show. It's aggravating to me because I really want to truly like her. I think that Kenya can be a nice person, but I think she just puts on way too much. Way too much. But people like that. And to be quite honest, I really don't agree with how they berated Portia at the table. If I was Portia, I would have shut that shit down quick. First of all, when she said, I like how y'all try to piece my life and his life together when y'all don't know goddamn shit about either anything at all because y'all weren't there. I'm like, all right, now you finally getting the words that will come out of my mouth to these motherfuckers because at the end of the day, y'all not paying my rent, okay? Y'all aren't. So mind your goddamn business because none of y'all will ever know what really happened in that motherfucking house because you obviously respect his opinion and you obviously heard mine. Why are we talking about this? And I can't for the life of me figure out why Portia just sat there and allowed these people to talk. And then Peter is like, oh, now it's a PR campaign because his celebrity was tainted. That sounded all right to me. It did. It sounded all sorts of right to me. It really did. And I was just like, okay, I can see that. I can see that, especially after everything that I've heard. I can see that. Why is that such a big deal? Do y'all honestly, and here's my thing. Do you honestly feel that Greg and Nene not getting back together or getting back together had nothing to do with the show? Do you honestly feel that? I think that Nene and Greg are in love. I really do. But come on, son. Nene was paid for that wedding show. She was paid for it. So the whole idea of arrangements and trying to make things look grand, notice that Nene's kids are never around anymore. It's all a perception that they want us to see. It's all a perception. So when you get these powered couples or these celebrity couples getting together, man, please, with all that dumb shit. And then Greg ended up having Portia's back, and Candy ended up having Portia's back. And then because Kenya felt some sort of way, she gonna interrupt. I was just like, what? Y'all all grown, and y'all letting this girl dictate how y'all gonna talk at this motherfucking table. I can give two fucks about what she paid for at this goddamn table. Ain't no one gonna tell me what happened in my motherfucking life. That ain't gonna happen, Captain. Because I tell you right now, I speak the honest God's truth. Okay? So ain't nobody gonna sit here and predict to me, or dictate, I should say, what the fuck went on in my life. Come on now. Man, listen. I couldn't have been Portia. I still don't understand why Phaedra let Apollo come. I don't get that. But Kenya was in her blogs talking about that Pedro. Apollo is gonna owe her an apology. Kenya, you know doggone well you wanted some light-skinned pinga from Apollo. And I'm Wesley from Aconnectiontv, and we're going to end it on that note. Candy, I respect your motherfucking hustle. Writing 18 original goddamn songs for your goddamn play. I respect your hustle. Todd, I respect your hustle, bruh. I respect your hustle. Between you and Candy, I hope y'all make it work. I saw y'all on The View. Was it The View? I saw y'all on somebody's channel. Joyce needs some help. Kenya, I can't figure her out. I can't figure you out, chick. Phaedra, I want you to be supreme. I want you to be supreme of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay? American Horror Story Coven. I want you to be the supreme. But you got this Apollo is the butler that keeps getting killed and coming back. I don't trust Apollo. I don't trust Apollo. Lawrence, keep doing your thing, bruh. Although we live two completely different lives and I don't really get it, keep doing your thing. The fact that you have so much bravery to stand as who you are, I commend you and wholeheartedly respect you. We're gonna leave it at that. Nene, stop perpetrating the fraud. Greg, I hope the marriage between you and Nene actually works, and I like Greg. I like Greg. I like his loyalty. I like his respect. I like his maturity level. I really do. Cynthia, most gorgeous thing on the show. She needs to get a backbone. Peter is a bitch among bitches. Well, let me say this. Peter is a catty queen amongst catty queens. I'm gonna just say that. I respect Peter that he gives his opinion or states his opinion and how he feels about any and everything whenever he wants to, but there is always a time and a place. Portia, get a backbone and stop letting these people dictate what hell happened to you in your marriage. Okay? Who did I forget? I think that was everybody. Yeah, I'm mostly from Aconnectiontv, and I hope y'all were satisfied with this review. Every opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But do know that we can all give our opinion. So whenever an opinion is given to me, I'll give it right back. And that's just how life is. I love y'all though. I hope y'all enjoyed this review like I said earlier, like 10 seconds ago. But definitely share this video on Twitter and Facebook. Tweet this to the cast and crew of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And leave comments below the video. Like this video. Click that thumbs up button. Alright? More videos coming your way. We got BGC videos. We got interviews. We got award show BGC. We got Real World. We got Ari from Real World's interview coming out. We got my travel videos where I went to Fort Lauderdale coming out. And check out that one with Ty, the drunk white dude. Fun, great videos coming up. And I hope you like it. And now I'm about to watch the have and the motherfucking have-nots. Deuces.